Today is November 9th, 2019. That marked 30 years when the Berlin Wall opened. So, today I thought, why not make a video on the rise and fall of the Berlin Wall? I think we can start off at the end of World War I. After World War II, the US, UK, France, and the Soviet Union joined to try to clean up Europe a little. The US and UK wanted democratic systems in Europe, and the Soviet Union also wanted communism. We all know where that's going to roll out, and that's where we pretty much get back to Germany. On May 8th, 1945, like the rest of Europe, Germany was split. The US, UK, and France took the western half, and they formed the Federal Republic of Germany, or West Germany, and the Soviet Union took the eastern half, and they formed the German Democratic Republic, or DDR, or just East Germany. Since Berlin is the capital of both East and West Germany, Berlin was also split. And that pretty much brings us to our main focus to the video. Before the wall went up, citizens could walk freely between East and West Berlin. But that soon became a big problem for East Berlin. As the Berlin people can go freely around Berlin, that meant people from East Germany moved to the West because the West is more developed after World War II than the East. But by the summer of 1961, the leader of the Soviet Union, Nikita Khrushchev, finally had enough of it. Khrushchev called the leader of East Germany and asked for some sort of barrier to protect East Berlin from the West. With that being said, the morning of August 13th, 1961, the people of Berlin awoke to barbed wire fencing along the border of the western half of the city. Days later, the East German government fortified the fence to a concrete barrier. After the wall was built, there were no more going around freely. There were checkpoints, the most famous one being Checkpoint Charlie, coming from the east and the west, but there were mainly for diplomats and officers. If a traveler wanted to go through, it would be rare to be allowed. In the time that it went up and by the time it went down in 1989, at least 171 were killed by trying to escape the east from the west, but 5,000 East Germans, including about 600 border guards, managed to get through by doing things like flying a hot air balloon or going through sewers. On the night of November 9th, 1989, the GDR spokesman Gunter Spolsky, at 6:53 p.m., he announced that there will be a new travel law. In the press conference, he made a mistake. When a journalist asked when will this be affected, Spolsky was supposed to say that it will be into place in November 10th, the very next day. But that didn't happen. Instead, this is what happened.
Then a journalist asked when the new policy would take effect.
As
far as I'm aware, immediately, straight away.
What happened next went down in history. Starting at 7:05 p.m., the German news are starting to say that the Berlin Wall will be opened. Then, the Berlin citizens started gathering towards the wall. There were too many people that it startled the border guards, and they were forced to open the gates. Soon after, they would start chipping away at the wall, and the rest is history.
From the Berlin Wall specifically, take a look at them. They've been there since last night. They are here in the thousands. They are here in the tens of thousands. Occasionally they shout, Die Mauer muss weg, the wall must go. Thousands and thousands of West Germans come to make the point that the wall has suddenly become irrelevant, something, as you can see, almost to party on. How do you measure such an astonishing moment in history? The East German government said tonight they were going to make more openings in the wall, at least a dozen more, put bulldozers right through the wall so that more people could cross to the west. The East German communist leadership tonight said there'd be a new election law guaranteeing secret elections which the rest of the world could monitor. And only 24 hours after East Germans were told they could go anywhere, anytime, the Soviet Union said that was a sensible move. Thousands of East Germans came across the border today